At 63, my client Richard from Phoenix hadn't approached a woman in 3 years. Burned by a messy divorce, tired of games, completely done with the chase, then something shifted. Last month, a 45-year-old nurse practically cornered him at Whole Foods, asking for his number. A week later, his yoga instructor, a stunning 38-year-old, suggested they grab dinner. Richard didn't change his appearance, didn't learn pickup lines, didn't chase anyone. He did the exact opposite of what every dating guru tells you to do. Here's what nobody tells you. Chasing is the kiss of death after 60. Every text you send first, every date you initiate, every time you call her back immediately, you're broadcasting one word: desperate. And desperation has a smell women can detect from 3 states away. But here's the part that'll shock you. The most attractive men I work with barely lift a finger. They're getting pursued by women half their age, while guys their own age are swiping themselves into oblivion. I'm Dr. Avery Scott, and for over a decade, I've specialized in mature men's sexual health and attraction. And the difference between my clients who struggle and those getting chased is one psychological trigger that takes 60 seconds to activate but changes everything overnight. What Richard, the guy in my story, discovered changes everything. It's called scarcity reversal, and it happens when you flip the script completely. Instead of you being grateful for her attention, she becomes grateful for yours. Here's how it works. Every woman past 30 has dealt with desperate men. Guys texting, "Good morning, beautiful," calling constantly, being available 24/7. She's exhausted by it. But then she meets you, a man who responds to her texts when he gets around to it, who suggests meeting if his schedule allows, who's pleasant but clearly has a full life that doesn't revolve around her. Suddenly she's thinking about you. Why isn't he chasing me like everyone else? What makes him different? This curiosity becomes obsession. My client Frank in Austin, 67 years old, started applying this 3 months ago. Now he has 3 women competing for his Saturday nights. Not because he's playing games, but because he genuinely doesn't need any of them. And that drives them crazy. But here's where most men screw up. They hear "don't chase" and think it means ignore her completely. Wrong. There's a specific way to show interest that makes her chase you harder. It's called qualified attention. When she texts you something random, don't just respond with enthusiasm. Respond like you're evaluating whether she deserves your attention. That's actually pretty interesting. It's different than "OMG, yes, totally." The first makes her want to impress you more. The second makes her lose respect. Now here's the secret sauce. Your age is your ultimate weapon, but only if you wield it correctly. While younger guys are trying to prove themselves, you've already been proven. You've survived marriages, divorces, career changes, loss. This creates what I call unshakable frame. A 35-year-old woman watches you handle a rude waiter calmly, deal with a difficult situation without losing your cool, speak about your past without bitterness, and something primal activates in her brain. This is what a real man looks like. But here's what triggers the chase. You have to let her discover your value instead of announcing it. When Marcus from Denver stopped mentioning his successful business and just casually picked up expensive wine without checking the price, women noticed. When he didn't brag about his travel experience but casually referenced living in Italy for 2 years, women were intrigued. The psychology is simple. People want what they can't easily have. When you present yourself as an open book, desperate for connection, you become too easy. But when you're selective, busy, hard to pin down, now you're a challenge worth pursuing. Here's the specific trigger that flips everything: strategic dismissal. When she says something to impress you and you respond with mild approval instead of overenthusiasm, her brain interprets this as, I need to try harder with this man. When she suggests hanging out and you check your actual calendar before responding, she realizes you're not sitting around waiting for her call. This isn't manipulation, it's authenticity. You genuinely do have a full life. You genuinely are selective. You genuinely don't need her validation. But most men hide these attractive qualities behind desperation and gratitude. Let me give you the exact moment everything changed for Richard. He was texting with that nurse I mentioned earlier. She suggested dinner Friday night. Old Richard would have immediately said yes and asked what time worked for her. New Richard said, Friday's tricky. I might be able to move some things around. What did you have in mind? Same basic message, completely different energy. The first says, my schedule revolves around you. But the second says, my time is valuable, but I'm open to making room for the right person. She immediately started selling herself, explaining why dinner would be worth his time rearranging his schedule. Here's what the dating coaches won't tell you. Women in their 30s and 40s are absolutely tired of immature men. They've dated the guys who can't handle conflict, who have no life direction, who need constant emotional support. When they encounter a man who's genuinely self-sufficient, it's like finding water in the desert. But, and this is crucial, she has to feel your self-sufficiency, not hear about it. The moment you start explaining how independent you are, you've lost. Independence is demonstrated, never declared. Here's exactly how to activate this overnight. First, the response delay. When she texts, wait at least 2 hours before responding. Not as a game, but because you're genuinely busy living your life. This immediately separates you from every other man in her phone who responds within minutes. Second, the calendar check. When she wants to meet, never immediately say yes. Check your actual calendar, consider your options, then get back to her. Let me see what I can move around is infinitely more attractive than yes, when and where. Third, the value assessment. Before every interaction, ask yourself, what does she bring to my table? This mental shift completely changes how you show up. Instead of hoping she likes you, you're deciding if you like her. Women sense this immediately. Fourth, the mysterious past. Don't volunteer your entire life story on date 1. Let her discover pieces gradually. When she asks about your travels, mention one place casually, then change subjects. She'll be thinking about what else you haven't told her. Okay, let's do something quickly. I want you to think about the last time you pursued a woman. In the comments, tell me, did the chase make her more interested or less interested? I bet I know the answer, and I bet you do too. Now there's a specific 60-second test that reveals exactly where you're losing attraction points without realizing it. I call it the attraction self-assessment. It's not a how-to guide, it's a mirror that shows you which behaviors are pushing quality women away and which ones make them pursue you harder. Most men fail this assessment in the same 3 areas, and once you see where you're bleeding attraction, the fixes become obvious. I'll make this available at the end of the video so you can identify exactly what's been sabotaging your success. And let me tell you something nobody wants to admit. After 60, you hold all the cards, but society convinced you that you don't. You have financial stability while younger men are broke. You have emotional intelligence while they're still figuring themselves out. You have patience while they're desperate. The only reason you've been struggling is because you're still playing by rules designed for 25-year-olds. Stop it. Start playing by your rules and the rules of a man who's lived long enough to know what matters and confident enough to walk away from what doesn't. When you truly internalize that you're the prize, not arrogantly, but factually, everything shifts. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. The way you look at women changes from "please choose me" to "are you worth my time?" That shift is magnetic. It's pheromone level attractive. And it's something no younger man can fake because it only comes from actually living through decades of experience and coming out stronger. The attraction self-assessment I mentioned, it takes 60 seconds to complete, and it'll reveal exactly which behaviors have been sabotaging your success with women. Often stuff you had no idea was even hurting you. Grab it in the description below or check my pinned comment. Before I go, let me address something important. I've seen a lot of single senior men who avoid women because they judge all of them from their past experiences. They believe every woman is like their ex. So in my next video, I'm going to reveal the reasons why men end up with bad women and what to do to get the right woman that will offer you peace of mind and the care you need. Just make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss it when it drops. And comment below, what's the biggest lie society told you about dating after 60? I read every single comment, and your insight might help another man break free from the chase and start getting chased. Remember, you're not getting older, you're getting selective. It's time to act like it. Bye and see you on the next one.